Hey, good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning, guys. Good morning. Let me see who is on so far. Good morning, guys. We are in Seacrest Scrub natural area. That's in Boynton Beach, Florida. And this morning we're doing a herb walk. I have accompanying me this morning. Come now, Maurice. Yeah, man, we have from the Kinder Wellness community. We have Maurice with us this morning.
Hello, everyone.
I didn't see anybody else joining us, so want to welcome everybody this morning. And so far, we see a lot of herbs here, so we're gonna go through and we're gonna see, we're gonna share them with you. I see one person on already. Who is that now? Just identify yourself this morning. Who is that? One person on so far. All right, so we've gone already ahead, and who is that? K Maxwell. All right, and Chair C. Okay. All right, welcome K Maxwell, and welcome Chair C. So this morning, we want to share with you exactly what we found. I was here yesterday, but Murray's sister. All right, big up yourself, Murray's sister. All right, wonderful, wonderful. So today, welcome to class. So today, we're going to be going through and we're going to be looking at the herbs that we have here. And we're going to start right out at the front. Right out the front, so. Man, you always calling me the wrong time. All right, so, hold on, let me just, this is somebody I'm supposed to see today. All right, let me just share this video with him. And I'm sure he would have wanted to come, so let me just share the video with him. All right, so let's go. Let's see what we can find. So I saw a herb for all the men in this area. We saw some herbs that would be, that's something that you would be interested in. This is a herb that is found in Jamaica. Well, a family of it is found in Jamaica. Family of it is found in Jamaica. And there's a family of it here. And this is a herb that people in the US, especially the men in the US, love. So let me turn around the camera and show you that herb. Let me show you that herb. So it is this herb. This is sarsaparilla. But this is not the Jamaican sarsaparilla. This is it's called the Indian sarsaparilla. So this is the Indian sarsaparilla. And traditionally, this is a herb that is used as a tonic. And it has thorns on it. The part that is used is the root. So in order to use this plant, you would have to dig it up and use the root. And because it's a vine, it's very good for the nerves. The one that grows in Jamaica, the leaves are a little bigger. They're just as elongated, but the leaves are a little bigger. And we use the root. Same family to the cheney root. But this is the Indian sarsaparilla. So Can somebody type in the Indian sarsaparilla? I'm going to ask somebody to type in the Indian sarsaparilla and then to post the medicinal uses in the group. Indian sarsaparilla. That's a herb that we see growing here. And I noticed that this soil here is very sandy. It's almost as if I'm on the beach. So the entire park, the sand is just the soil is just sandy. Here's another herb that I want you guys to. Can anybody tell me what herb this is? Yeah. Can anybody tell me what herb this is? Chair C. Is Deborah on? Let me give you a close-up. And there it is with a flower. Can anybody tell me what herb this is? We've looked at it already. It actually grows on my property there in Jamaica. Can anybody tell me what herb this is? All right, can anybody tell me based on the flower what this herb is good for? Hey, morning Deborah. Can anybody tell me what this herb is good for with the bright yellow flower? Look at that bright yellow flower. Can anybody tell me what this herb is good for? Can anybody tell me what this herb is? Plants with yellow flower, what are they usually good for? Share me plant. Okay, Deborah says it's share me plant. Very good try, Deborah, but this is not the share me plant. Close. But it's very close. Good morning, everyone. Good morning, Danicia Tyrell. Where you're joining us from, that name is new. Could anybody tell me what this herb is good for? Herbs with yellow plant. And this herb can actually be combined with the one that's right beside it, which is the Indian sarsaparilla. And the Indian sarsaparilla is a tonic, right? It's a tonic, and the part that is used is the root. Mandeville, Manchester, wonderful. All right, Deborah. Deborah says urinary. Somebody give Deborah a clap, because Deborah is correct. Yes, herbs that produce yellow flowers are typically good for the urinary tract system. So this herb is called the partridge pea. Partridge. Yeah, that's how it's spelled. Partridge pea. And partridge pea is also good for kidney stones. So I'm sure that if I was to connect with some of the First Nation people like the Indians, good morning, Frederick. I'm sure if we were to connect with some First Nation people, Seminole and all those First Nation people, they would tell us that this is one of the herbs that they use for dealing with kidney stones, urinary tract infection, what else? Kidney cysts. So if you don't have any, share me darling, this herb can be used because traditionally that was what it was used. Back pains too. Yeah man, this herb is good for back pains as well. Alright, so this is one of the herbs that we see a lot here. So this herb, the Indian sarsaparilla, and that particular herb, which is the partridge pea, we see it a lot here. And then we have this palm that is here a lot. See a lot of it. So far, 3 out of the 3 herbs that we have looked at so far. 3 out of the 3 herbs that we have looked at so far. This one is the common palmito. Not the sour palmito now, but the common palmito. And this herb produces a berry that again is good for the prostate. So this herb is good for the prostate. All right? This herb is good for the prostate. So So for the plant that we have looked at so far, this herb, it produces a berry, and you can use the berry basically to help with the prostate. So I want somebody to help me write them down. So we've gone 3 so far. We've looked at the partridge pea, the Indian sarsaparilla, and now we're looking at the common palmetto, Palmeto, common palmetto. And so the common palmetto, the traditional use is that the berry is good for enlarged prostate. So persons with prostate problems can benefit from that. Let's move on. And I see, so we've gone 3 herbs so far. And in this herb walk, we've seen quite a number of herbs, totaling about somewhere near 11 different herbs, 13 different herbs. We're gonna share with you. Here's another herb. That it has yellow flower, and this is the golden aster. Here's another partridge pea again. But then this is the golden aster. This is golden aster. That's plant number what? 4, Maurice? The golden aster. And I'm seeing the partridge pea in between. So the golden aster 1, the common palmetto 2, the partridge pea 3. All of these plants here benefit the urinary tract system, and all of these plants here benefit the male, especially the male reproductive system. All right. So from here we can start to make our way in. And so this is the entrance.
All sandy soil.
Yeah, all sandy soil. And over here, all of these that we see over here is the same Indian sarsaparilla. So this is the Indian sarsaparilla. So for this plant, traditionally, the root is what you would use. And then this one, this plant, because the sarsaparilla typically is a vine, so it seeks support from other plants. So it's growing over this wild coffee. This herb that you're seeing now is a wild coffee. Somebody keep me on track. What's that? A wild coffee is herb number what? 5? Yeah. So wild coffee. And we don't use this a lot. Wild coffee is also found in Jamaica. We don't use it a lot, but the sticks are used. So they use the sticks to carve and back home. It produces a berry that's quite sweet, like the coffee. The berries are edible. Right? But all of this is called the, yeah, let me see the berry, yeah. So, oh, there we have the berries. And they're sweet to the taste. Right? They look like coffee, but they're sweet to the taste. And so, a lot of those plants you're seeing, most of those green that you're seeing is basically the Indian sarsaparilla growing over those. All right, so let's see if we can make our way in now. And in making your way in, you can't escape. Salty herbs should be found there. Yeah, a lot of these herbs are salty herbs. This is another herb that's good for the heart. Deborah should know this one. And Deborah, we saw this one when we were down by the other part. This is the muscadine. muscadine grape or wild grape. This is really where this grape is very high in vitamin C, and it's also very high in flavonoids. So if you look it up, muscadine grape has there was this big thing about it being used for cancer, and it being used to boost the immune system, because that's how it works. It's an immune boosting herb, and the vines are also good for nerves. So for persons who are having nerves issue, the vine is also good for that. Muscadine grape. And so we're making our way in the park, and I mean, I think muscadine grape, that's herb number 6, because there's about 12 or 13 herbs we found. So as you can see, we have a repeat of the common palmetto, and all of that you're seeing there is a repeat of the muscadine grape. A while ago I was coming in and we saw this herb, which is the beauty. It looks like a herb that we have here in Jamaica, but that's not it. This is the American beauty berry, and it's edible. American beauty berry. I think we saw this when I was down by Deborah as well. And then we have the good old Jamaican Cersei, or what they would call bitter gourd. If you notice, it has a yellow flower, so it's also good for the urinary tract system, but it's bitter. So it's also good for the pancreas, supports the pancreas. Traditionally, that is how it has been used. So we're talking about the traditional uses of these herbs. That's what they've been used for. This herb is actually good. The beauty berry is also good for the ear. Trying to remember the one that we have in Jamaica that we call, I always forget that herb. We call it in Jamaica sage, but it's not sage. But we use the leaves as a tea, so you can make an infusion from the tea and use it to rinse the ear. So that's great news for Deborah. That's the American beauty berry. So we're seeing lots of grapes. You know, grapes love sandy soil. And lot of repeat of the common palmetto. All right, so we've looked at. Here's another herb that we see a lot of, Deborah. You know, I took we went with last herb walk we went on. I went with Deborah and took away some of what Deborah harvested, only to find that it's also here. So this is American beauty berry. But look at this herb. Let me see if anybody can identify this herb. Can anybody identify this herb? Yes! Deborah said yes, because it's growing right at our door. Tell us, Deborah, which herb is this? I brought some down here. Yeah, and it's here a lot. A lot of it is here. I gave my sister some last night.
Does she use it?
Yeah, she used it last night. And this is traditionally a coal bush. It's good for moving mucus out.
I'm going to use it.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. This is the good old Jack in the bush. So this is what we call Jack in the bush. Yeah, man, and Jack in the bush is in Florida. So that's herb number what now? 6 or 7?
That's herb number 8.
Herb number 8. Okay.
Oh, 9.
9? Okay. So much we gone already. And then this is, everybody know this herb. Apart from Deborah, let me see who else. Who can tell us what herb this is? Anybody else except Deborah? Chair C? Alright, that was Jack in the bush that we saw, yeah? Anybody can tell us which herb this is that we're looking at now? This herb is a vegetable when you can find it in its young tender stage. So this is one of those plants that you want to make note of. It's high in iron. Yeah. Okay. Good morning. Happy Wednesday. Mahat. Good morning, Mahat. Can you tell us which herb this is? All right. So this is good old Spanish needle. All right. Spanish needle. Yep. Good Spanish needle. And so we have lots of the common palmito, lots of the jack in the bush. All of these, all that you're looking at is jack in the bush. Jack in the bush. And they're beautiful. And it's a good time to come and harvest, because when if you come back in the day to look at these, they're not this bright and happy. They're dehydrated. Oh, cheers to your driving. Okay, all right. So we have lots of jack in the bush here. Lots of jack in the bush. And all we're seeing is a repeat of those herbs. Once we go in, so lots of jack in the bush. I mean you can't see them, but a lot of those herbs you're seeing there is jack in the bush. So if anybody has cold, then they can come. Maurice. And that's the traditional use of these herbs. Very good. And they're found in Florida. So a lot of persons in the US now, you're realizing that a lot of the herbs that you need are actually here, especially here in Florida. So, I wouldn't believe I would have seen sarsaparilla here. Even though it's not this Jamaican sarsaparilla, but it would work similarly. So you do have sarsaparilla here down in Florida. A lot of us men, sarsaparilla is a tonic. Sarsaparilla is also very high in iron. All right, so we're basically under the canopy now in the park, and we are seeing lots of common palmito. Lots of common palmito. We also see a lot of pine. Also seeing a lot of pine here. Lots of pine we're seeing. This pine is actually the umbrella pine. Morning, Monica. Long time we haven't have you on. This is actually the umbrella pine. And oh, we didn't see this one. I didn't see this one. The Kalawala.
Oh, that's Kalawala?
Yeah.
Famous.
Yes, this is the famous Kalawala. So look at that, guys. Kalawala is in Florida. So this is very good for the skin. We featured it before, and actually the root makes a very good vermifuge. It's very good in getting rid of worms. The root also makes a very good wash for the scalp to get rid of parasites, because it is a vermifuge, so you can use the root. And you can also use it to make, well, the leaves are very good for making sunscreen.
This one is, like I said, is famous.
Yeah, this is very good for the makes a very good sunscreen, very good for the skin. So it makes a very good sunscreen, blocks UV light, blocks the dangers of ultraviolet ray. Kalawala. So it's very good. And I didn't see this plant here, so I'm gonna have to add it to my list of plants that I have, because so right. So I'm gonna add this to the list of herbs that we have, and all right, so here's another of the American beauty berry. This is where I saw it first when I came here. So lots of Kalawala. Lots of Kalawala. And when I was here, I saw this plant here, this herb here, which this herb is called Juba's bush. Hold on. or goose foot, or lamb's quarter. This I don't see in Jamaica. Lamb's quarter, white. So you can write that one, lamb's quarter. We don't have a lot of it here, but it's here, lamb's quarter, right? So that's not a herb that I've ever seen in Jamaica. Eh? Lamb's quarter? Well, it's white, so I'm sure it's good for the bone. Let's see. A herbal book with most of these. Yeah, we need a herbal book, Monica. We need a herbal book. I'm definitely gonna put out a herbal book. I've said I wouldn't, but definitely we need to. All right, so there's more Jack in the bush. Look at that. There's more goose foot. Beautiful herb. It's a beautiful herb. I hope somebody is writing down these so later on we can add them to the group. It's a goose foot. Beautiful herb. Right. Oh, here's just one of this I'm seeing. This is the broomweed. We saw this over in Bradenton. Lots of this is in Bradenton. It's broomweed from the mallow family. So it's good for inflammation. The flower is good. The skin is good for this. The leaves are good for the skin. And it's called strongback because we normally use it to. We normally drink it back home to strengthen the back. And I didn't see this one. Well, I saw this one yesterday, but I didn't make a note of it. And let me make a note of it now. We call this the Dranko bead. All right, Dranko bead. You can taste this one, Maurice. You can taste the leaf. It's an energy herb. Oh, yeah? It's very sweet to the taste.
Dranko
what? We call it Dranko bead, but it's very good to the. It's very sweet to the taste. We tell a person that it produces a berry that's very poisonous. The berry has a high concentration of resin.
Whoa.
Not resin, ricin.
Sweet.
Yeah, it's sweet. Yeah. So this herb tastes like licorice. If you've ever tasted licorice, it tastes pretty much like licorice. And my grandma, traditionally, this was good for fever or measles. My grandmother bathed me in this. So it's called the rosary pea and or Indian licorice.
Yeah, it have that licorice taste.
Yeah. And this herb, let's just see this herb here. This herb is the most used herb in India to commit suicide. Yeah,
What?
yeah,
Part of it.
yeah. This herb, the fruit from this herb is very poisonous. It contains the same major ingredient that is used to kill rats. And
you can have the leaves.
The leaves are okay. You can eat the leaves. So it's Indian licorice because it's featured a lot in India. And one of the features about this plant, one time it was very valuable because the seeds are uniform in weight. So the seeds were used as a means of measuring gold. Yeah, you used to put it in the balance, put the gold in the balance and use the seed. So the seeds are very uniform in and it's almost, you can't find that in nature. The seeds are almost uniform in weight. So they are used a lot to balance. But in India, if you look it up, Indian licorice, the seed from this plant, in Jamaica we call it Dranko bead. It's a CMC that grows a red and a black. And it's used in art and craft a lot. In Jamaica, for carvings they use this to depict the eye. Right? It's red and it has a black.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so that's why we call it Dranko eye. Or Dranko eye. But this herb is very good for persons who are feeling weak, Traditionally, it is used to help persons who feel weak as a tonic. So that's the Indian licorice. So if you eat it, if you're in the wild, if you're farming, if you're carrying out any type of intensive hard work, and if you get hungry and feel weak, traditionally the leaves of those were eaten, and it would restore your energy. That's the Indian licorice, or the rosary pea. Yeah. This is the umbrella pine, sorry. Umbrella pine, the underneath the bark, if you were to get this off, the resin from this, if you were to chop this tree, it would produce a gum or a resin. And the resin from this is antibiotic. Traditionally it has been used as an antibiotic. And it's used for cold and flus as well. All right, it's used to fight viral infection. It has very powerful antiviral properties as well. All right, so we are seeing just a repeat of that. Look at this Indian sarsaparilla that's growing all the way up. All right, Indian sarsaparilla, and this vine that you're seeing, this is how thick the muscadine vines get. All right, yeah, this is muscadine. So this also can make a tea. So this is what you would use for nerves problems. Traditionally, this would have been used for nerves problems. So what we would do is that we would chop this up. We would chop it, and then we would put it down to dry, and then we would split the bark, and then we would set it. When you're boiling roots, you know what I'm gonna do? We're gonna do a video one day on how to make a root tonic. Yeah. So I'm gonna see what I can find, but we're gonna put some. Let me know if you would love that, guys. I'm gonna show you how to make your own root tonic, because there's a right and a wrong way to do it. And one of the ways that you make your root tonic is like this. Most people who are making their root tonic would just chop this, put it in the pot and boil it. No, you can't do that. What you would do is you'd put it in the water for at least 24 hours. You would leave it in the water for at least 24 hours. And what that does is that you're getting a cold infusion, so that reduces the amount of time that the herb actually spends on the fire. All right? And I wanted to show you. So this is a very good side view of the Indian sarsaparilla. So you can see you can see the thorns on it, right? So it's a very thorn based plant, just like the Jamaican sarsaparilla. And so it's also good for pain, good for the nerves, and it's good for pain. Good for circulation as well. And so where I'm at right now is pure Indian sarsaparilla, this a muscadine grape. All of what you're seeing here is Indian. And if you feel the vine, Maurice, it gives you an idea, because the vines are very hard to break. Very, very hard to break.
And this is a green one, so.
Yeah, that's a green one. So it's very hard to break. And as I said, it's interesting because it has a number of common names. And the common names basically help you to see some of the uses, because as I said, it has a lot of vines, and the vines are very, very, very strong. It's called rough bindweed, and that is a name that I know the Indians would have given it. The local people here would have given it. It's called bindweed, because when you go to hunt, your sticks are going to tie anything. This herb would have been an excellent rope. This would have been an excellent tool to bind whatever you were binding, or if you were constructing or building, this herb would have been a very good tool to use in construction, because you could use it to tie or to bind whatever you were doing, tie your pieces of wood together. So it's called bindweed. And as I said, that's a name that I know the local people here would have given to it. And then we have this bush. Let me give you a little history on this bush now. This one, Let me see how many Jamaicans are online. Let me see how many Jamaicans can tell me what this herb is. Maurice, you know this one?
This vine looking one here?
Yeah, this one here.
I lose my Jamaican papers today.
So let me tell you how they would use it. Let me see who is on. What's your sister name?
Sash.
Sash. So let me tell you how they will use this bush sash. How they will use this herb sash. And maybe this can help you to know the use of this herb. Anybody want to tell me? Anybody want to go ahead and guess? Let me give you a good view of it again. And this is found in Florida. I didn't know that we would see this in Florida. Let me go very close so you can see it. I should say that it's not happy. So if you don't get it, I can see with you, because the soil that it is in is not the soil that most persons would recognize it as. But it's and if you look on that tree, it's growing on that tree and it's green. So because the soil is sandy, it's not growing in the best soil for it. But I don't know if anybody can tell me what that herb is. So let me tell you how they would use it. So Sash, where's Sash? Sash, you there? So when we were going to school and we were walking home from school, what they would do is that they would take the bush, so they would pick a little of it, like this.
Yeah.
And so they would pick a little of it like this. And they said, Sash, you love me? And then when they ask the question, they would throw it.
Yeah, but that bush before now.
Love bush!
No.
Yeah, man.
Love bush.
That's what they call a love bush. So here what now, Sash? If then throw it and it catch, it means that you love the person.
Yeah.
And if it,
does it go yellow?
yes, so that's what I'm saying, that most people might not pick it up because the soil is not the soil that it's really happy in. It's not yellow. So in Jamaica you see it. It's called danda.
Yeah.
It's called danda. So in Jamaica it would be bright yellow. And as I said, because the soil is not so what it's what would provide the nourishment that it needs. It's not healthy now. So it's in a very unhealthy state. But this is called danda and it's called love bush. And so if you look up love bush, it has a lot of benefits as well. It's used mostly for high blood pressure. But let me taste it. Even though it's not healthy. Yeah, so it's salty. But that is a good old danda, or what we call in Jamaica, love bush.
Bush.
Yeah, man, that I love bush. That is love bush. Let me see if there's any other herb that we're going to find that we haven't seen already. So that.
Some of the
Oh yeah,
fruits from
beautiful, beautiful. So
from
this is a common palmetto berry. So what you would do basically is you would allow this herb to dry, and then when you dry, you would crush the nut, and you would drink it as a tea, and that's good for the prostate. It's good for the prostate. So this is a common palmetto. Yeah. All right, look at this, guys. Now, if you go to the store and buy sour palmetto, it looks just like this. You know, it looks just like this. Common palmetto, you know, no one saw seed. Because this can be used for enlarged prostate. Traditionally, it has been used for enlarged prostate. So I'm gonna get some. Yeah, man, and it smells just like the sour palmetto too. So this is a common palmetto, and it's edible when it is It's edible when it's ripe. So it's a common palmetto. So this is another, and these are blossoming. Blossoming, common palmetto. Let me see if I can find any more berries. All right, not seeing any berries. So the saw palmetto, well, yeah, so there's a big one. So let me see if we can find any berries on this one. Yeah, so this was really bearing. Look at all of those palmetto seeds. But it's choking it. The muscadine and the Indian sarsaparilla is really giving it a warm time. So it's not doing well. So this, this needs to be cleaned around. But it has lots of bearing sections on it, but they're dried up there now. So that's good for the prostate. And if you look on it, it then look like so little testicles. Look at it. Look just like the scrotal sac. Illegal to pick in Florida. Yeah.
Yeah.
Illegal to pick in Florida.
So I say it's prize.
Oh my.
And they can't just people are grow it and run off and go pick it on the property. You can't get police can come out.
Oh. All right, so can't pick nothing here. Thank you for that information. Wow. Why is the freedom we have in Jamaica? So this knowledge, driving again, illegal to pick in Florida. Chair C. So it's illegal to pick saw palmetto in Florida.
It's an endangered species now.
Oh, come on, palmetto. Okay. Right, so throw back the seeds them then. Look it. Legal to pick it in Florida. Wow. That's new to us. Can you imagine that, man? So we're in nature's pharmacy. But the system has made it illegal. All of those goose food. So it's illegal to pick. My gosh. And anyway, you see these laws, once there's a precedent set, then it means that those laws eventually end up finding their way in other places of the world. It's illegal to pick. My goodness. Yeah, so we're just walking now because we've found pretty much about 13 now? Or 15?
We're at 16.
About 16 plants here. Nature pharmacy is now illegal there. Wow. I tell you, that's not easy. It's now illegal to access what the Creator has made available for the healing of the nation. Cannot imagine this. That's why I have to love Jamaica so.
Yeah.
And somebody was telling me that I had a friend that was here recently, and he was telling me that he saw, what was it? He saw some other fruit, and some of the laws allow you to pick it but not transport it. So you can pick enough to use in your yard, but if you transport it, you're going to jail. And the person, it was cranberry. He was telling me that he found some cranberry. And the reason why it's illegal is because one person bought out all the rights.
Ain't that something?
Yeah, one person bought out all the rights to harvest cranberry. So if it is that you harvest cranberry, you can go to jail because he has now bought out all the rights to harvest all the cranberry in Florida. So there's a little loophole. If you pick it, you have to consume it where you pick it. But if you pick it and try to transport it, you're going to jail. These are examples of how, you know, the system has become so corrupt and monetized. Yeah, it's capitalist system. And so that's why we're doing this, guys, because we're saying that in addition to fighting the knowledge and in addition to discouraging people from learning about what is natural and what is available, they're now finding ways to penalize those. So those of us who know and know what to do, they're now creating laws to penalize those who actually use that knowledge and who share that knowledge. So the whole idea is this knowledge is becoming more rare and rare and rare and rare. And so that is the reason why we're doing these videos. That is the reason why, you can go down here. That is the reason why we have our kinder wellness community. And that is the reason why we are looking for 12,000 people to teach what we're teaching. 12,000 people to teach 120 herbs by the 12th month. If you're not yet a part of the Kinder Wellness community, I encourage you to check the description of this video and to join our community. And then there are some tools that you need to get, but it's free. Once you get those tools, that's it. You're gonna use those tools, and the whole idea is not to promote herbs from Jamaica, herbs from Florida. The whole idea is to teach you to identify herbs in your setting so that when you actually need it, it's right there where you can access it. So all we're gonna be seeing is just a repeat. So this again is the Indian sarsaparilla. Indian sarsaparilla, muscadine grape.
I know what's that yellow one growing with the yellow flowers over there.
Which one?
That's most Cersei.
Where?
So it comes growing low.
Yeah, it look like Cersei. So that's what nature has to offer here. Oh, we find a nice patch of Cersei. Yeah. Nice patch of Cersei. And I want to show you what the Cersei. So all that guys is Cersei. Look at all that nice patch of yellow. All that yellow that you're seeing is Cersei. And we see the fruit. So here's the fruit of the Cersei. And it's edible. Just open it up like that. And
the bees are having fun.
You can just eat the fruit. Nice.
Bees are having fun with it.
Yeah. Traditionally, the part that you just see me pick a while ago, it's used in its green state. It's blended in its green state. And it's used to make a smoothie for diabetes. Not only leaf, but the green fruit. And as you know, Cersei is also a vegetable. So it's actually encouraged that you stir fry it. It's very bitter, but what it does is that it gets the gastric juices going. Didn't see this one. This is the Indian mallow. Remember this one, Deborah? We saw this one where we went in the reserve. This is the Indian mallow. Same family as velvet bush that we use, and it's very soothing. Very soothing. I should tell you also. Let me show you something. It's extremely. Come here, Maurice. All right. Just pick it and tell me how you feel. Pick one of the leaf and tell me how you feel.
Pick it and taste it?
No, man, you don't have to taste it. I want you to just feel it and tell me what comes to your mind. The minute you touch it. The minute you touch it, what comes to your mind?
Mullen.
No, man. In terms of use, if you went to the bush and you felt a leaf like that, what would come to your mind almost immediately?
To clean it.
Yes, man.
Here.
Nature's toilet paper.
That's how mullen is too.
Yeah,
Soft and
soft. So this herb, if you're here and you felt the leaf, this herb feels just like toilet paper. Yeah, so this is used for that purpose. It's very soothing. Because you're feeling it, but it's actually gelatinous, Maurice.
oh yeah?
Yeah, so if you get it and put it in water and just rub it out, what you're feeling is actually mucilage that's trapped in the leaf.
Oh, okay.
So it is used as a band-aid to soothe. If you're having any irritation, you can just beat it up and just put it over the area.
So it's probably work just like comfort too.
Yes. So it's very soothing, very soothing. And again, if you have pile and you have to go in the bush, yeah, this is very good for that. So this is a very good herb for going to the toilet with. When you go to the toilet, you want to look for this. Indian, what's it called? Indian mallow. Indian mallow. And these, when you hear the word Indian mallow, it means that these are herbs that would have been officially used by First Nation people. These are herbs that were used a lot and they were officially recognized by the First Nation people. So, as I said, it's mallow. Broomweed is also from the mallow family. Herbs like sorrel is also from the mallow family. Hibiscus is from the mallow family. And herbs from the mallow family typically are very soothing. Very soothing. Marshmallow. They're very soothing. All right? So that's another herb. So we've gone about nearly 20 herbs. All right? Look at this, the nice Cersei harbor. Nice harbor of Cersei. All that is Cersei. Pure Cersei. Didn't see these yesterday. Lot of Cersei. And I'm just walking on sand. All of what you're seeing here is pure sand. Pure sand. And I hear that there are snakes here too, Yeah, man, I hear that there are snakes here. So I'm looking. I hear that there are snakes here. I saw it on the notice board outside. So all of those little holes in the ground, yeah, if you watch out, because those might just be snake dens. All right, so we're making our way through. I don't remember the name of that one, but here's another plant that we want to see if we can identify it. That's this purple one. We're gonna ID it. There are some more over there. There are some more purple ones over there. I'm gonna ID it.
Day floor, it was out. You had it on the board outside.
Yeah. So let me give you a better view of it. Oh, these are so beautiful. Look at them. Nice and purple. Again, it's a good idea of a plant. It's blue camelina. Blue camelina. Blue camelina. Blue camelina. So we're seeing a lot more plants that we never saw yesterday. Yeah, seeing a lot more plants that we never saw yesterday. All right, so we found a lot of plants here in the Boynton Beach area. Boynton Beach is very developed. We don't have a lot of places to go. I had to search to find this area. All right, let's see if we can find anything else here before we wrap up. So pretty much what we're seeing is the same common palmetto. And this is now nice and cool, so this should be a habitat for some things that we didn't see anywhere else. I'm right under the canopy. Good morning. Morning, Georgia. Monica. Yeah, so this is nice and cool. So the cooler in we go is we realize the plants are a lot more healthy. Oh, you see some more berry. So this, they dry out.
Yeah, seems like we're out of season.
More the palmetto berry. Yeah. So lots of herbs, guys. Lots of herbs. And you wouldn't know. That's why it's so good too. This is more the Indian sarsaparilla. So we think that sarsaparilla was only in Jamaica. Lots of sarsaparilla is in Florida, guys. Indian sarsaparilla. And I'm sure it works. I'm 100% sure it works. Just like our sarsaparilla. Here's a good vine. Here's a good, nice look of it. Yeah, so these are a lot healthier. And this is how they would grow in Jamaica. So when people go to harvest sarsaparilla, this is what they go in the forest, in the hills of the Blue Mountain and so on. And they would dig this vine up, and because the roots are fibrous, it would just grow back. I mean, thousands and upon hundreds of thousands of sarsaparilla in the hills of the Blue Mountain. Because actually, the more you chop it, is the more it propagates. The more you cut it, is the more it propagates. Yeah, so, I'm walking, I'm looking. Oh, I see a squirrel. I'm looking for snakes. Looking to see if I see any snakes, guys. Everything that moves I have to look, because the snakes look much like the twigs here. But that's pretty much it. So we've made full circle. We've made a full circle. We've made a full circle of the Seacrest scrub, nature's area, and so we found a lot of herbs. You see a lot of herbs. There's 16 people on. Long time we haven't seen so many persons on. I'm hearing.
Dog thinks it's a snake and get nervous.
You have to look at it because you see things and you hear things, and it's a squirrel. See him up there, so.
Yeah, big one too.
Yeah, man, looking breakfast. But so from here, I'm here. If you know of anybody in the Florida area, we're sharing with persons. After leaving here, then I go on over to Maryland. Maryland, we did a herb walk there. There's a pretty good herb walk there. And then from Maryland, I'm off to New York. And then from New York to, Virginia. And then from Virginia to Chicago. So my brother says that it's pretty cold. My brother said that it's pretty cold. Morning. My brother said that it's pretty cold, so I'm gearing up. I don't know how many more herb walks we can have, but I'm going to try to see, because I'm sure there are plants there that day with the cold. So I'm going to try and see how many herbs we can find. When I remind you guys, yeah, man, I'm Maurice. Monica asked if I'm Maurice from class. Yes, Monica, that's Maurice from class. Yeah, man, so we hear that it's cold up there, so I'm going to be, thanks to the board, I've already started suiting up. But even when I go there, I'm gonna see what plants we can find, what herbs we can feature while I'm there, and while I'm in Chicago, see what herbs we can feature.
Chicago.
Yeah, I'm going to Chicago as well. They're cool.
Should be by now.
Mm-hmm. Brother said it starts snowing. Monica say hi. All right. All right, so I want to thank you guys. Remember that class is on this Sunday, and we are going through the quantum. I'm going to use this platform. We are going through the quantum analyzer. We did a live on Sunday gone to give persons an idea as to what is it that we actually, you know, look at in their lives. I want to stir up those persons who are not on, those persons who have not been paying attention. Again, I want to thank you for being on. Look out for our videos. If you're not yet subscribed to our channel, please do so. And if you're not a part of our Kinder community, please consider doing so. And if you are thinking about, or if you'd like to become a practitioner of natural medicine, then also please consider registering in the Boston Institute of Natural Medicine. Until next time, just want to remind you that you don't need to know a lot of herbs to be a good herbalist. What you need to know is a lot about the herbs that you know. See you guys in our next video. Bye-bye. All right?
Peace.
All right. So we're going to get to do no more video,